Hello, again, welcome again to another episode of Mid-American Gardener. I'm your host and Master Gardener Intern, Tinisha Shade-Spain. This week, we're going to answer some of your questions. We've also got some great show and tells, and we're going to take your calls. So let's get started. We're going to have our panelists introduce themselves and tell you a little bit more about their specialties. And so we'll start down here with you, Kent.
Hi, I'm Kent Miles. I'm from Illinois Willows. We are a specialty cut flower grower located in western Champaign County, and I can take calls on cut flowers, perennials, woody ornamentals, as far as using them for floral design.
Great. Jen?
Hi, I'm Jennifer Nelson. I'm a horticulturalist. I write a blog called Grounded and Growing, and my favorite topics are general horticulture, houseplants, and vegetables.
Wonderful. And Mark?
Hi, my name is Mark Kemp, and I'm a landscape architect, and I can answer questions on trees, shrubs, landscape design, anything associated with that.
Great. Okay, so like I said, we do have some show and tells tonight, and we are live, so we definitely want your calls. Give us a call, 217-333-3495. And Kent, we're going to start down with you.
Sure.
You've got some great stuff to share tonight.
Yeah, we brought in some of our spring willows. We brought in 3 varieties. We also have another one back at the farm. This particular variety is called Purple Heirloom, and it's kind of a little mini catkin that is on blonde colored bark, and it generally starts budding out in January, so it's one of our earlier ones. And then this variety here is called Giant Pussy Willow, and this one also starts in January. We generally harvest it at this stage where the catkins are about a quarter of the way open. Left on the plant, these will get about the size of your thumb. Oh, wow. So they get really large, as in giant. And then our other one here that we have is called Discolor. And this is more of a medium-sized catkin, silver catkin, on the brown colored bark. So it's more of a traditional floral pussy willow.
So what types of designs or requests do you have this time of year? I know you guys are really busy around the holiday season.
Yeah, so right now we start selling these in January. We sell quite a bit to the wholesale market up in the Chicagoland area, Indianapolis. And as far as the local market, we sell these at the Urbana Indoor Market on Saturdays. And we get a lot of requests for just something that's going to give you a little bit of spring with this cold weather, the way it's been going back and forth. So it kind of, brings a little spring in the house.
Absolutely. Okay, you can find Kent at the market on Saturdays, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Jen, what have you got?
I brought in, some viewers might remember last fall, I brought in the giant green snake gourd, and this is what it looks like today. This is all dried out, and it weighs probably, a third of what it weighed in the fall, and so now it's ready to decorate, and my son is itching to paint it. He thought we were growing real snakes, but he'll settle for painting one into what he calls the rattled snake.
It's had a bad week.
It's had a bad week, I guess, yeah. But you can see it gets kind of, I didn't wipe it down very well, so we did get a little bit of mold on it, but it's kind of a woody texture. I've seen people stain it, sand it, even do wood burning and decorate it that way.
I feel like it's curled a little bit too. Yeah. Because it seemed a little straighter when it was green.
I have 3 of these at home.
Okay, maybe it's a different
one of the straighter ones. But yeah, it can be decorated a lot of the same way that you would do decorate wood.
Very cool. Yeah. So when you guys paint this, is it going to be outside in the garden, or where do you think it'll end up?
I'm sure my son will convince me to let him put it in his room or something. But as long as it's sealed up, it should hold up pretty well.
Wow.
Yeah, it would eventually weather and break apart outside if you didn't seal it up really well.
Okay, you'll have to bring it back.
I'll bring it back
after it's painted for its 3rd visit, so we can the conclusion of the story.
The show and tell that never ends. Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, so Mark, you've got a question, a viewer question that you're going to answer for us.
Yes, this was sent in by Deanna M. It's regarding a weeping cherry tree. They have a 15 to 20 foot tall weeping cherry tree on the southwest corner of the patio. The trunk on the west side is splitting and weeping sap and appears to be getting worse. Is this sunburn? Will wrapping the tree remedy this? It sounds like if it's splitting, it could have been like a frost crack. If there's, it's possible that it's lightning as well, but it would show more of a wound. More of a sun scald or a sunburn would be a wider section. It would more damage bark. But if it's truly a frost crack, It is going to weep. The good news is a smaller or a medium-sized tree is not going to be as big of a liability, so I would just keep watching it. I'd try to keep it as healthy as possible, water during drought, kind of prune out the heaviness and the openness, and just kind of take care of it that way. Wrapping the tree would help it if it is a frost crack, but it's just kind of like a temporary fix through most of winter conditions. If it was a larger shade tree, then you could have more liability where if it could fall on the house because it was weakening or susceptible to a high wind situation.
So I've seen, or I've heard a lot of people use a lot of different materials when wrapping. Is there anything in particular that you guys would suggest using
I mean,
that works better than
like a
others?
paper product to just get it through those fluctuations of cold and warm, rapid changes, and that's really where it's happening. If we have a normal winter and it's cold, it's going to adjust and just stay that way. It's just more the rapid increase or decrease in temperatures that will cause a thinner bark or the wood to split.
And it's been crazy this year.
Yeah,
certainly.
and the tree will do a lot to repair itself as well. It should kind of callus over on the edges. Will it completely heal over? You know, that's kind of over the years.
Okay, all right. Again, to let you know, we're live tonight, so give us a call with your questions, 217-333-3495. And Kent, we're back around to you.
Okay.
Marcia wants to know, what kind of zinnia is the most nutrient dense for monarchs? She wants to grow them in her pollinator garden. She wants lots of butterflies.
Okay. Well, zinnias are one of the main plants that I grow as a cut flower that are just heavily covered with monarchs. Swallowtails are really good, and hummingbirds. You want to go ahead, Marcia, and try to pick out varieties that are listed in the catalogs that are going to be taller rather than the dwarf. And then also colors that are going to be a little bit brighter. Your yellows, your reds, oranges, any of the bicolors in that combination were pretty good. And also, as far as some varieties, one that we grow is Benary Giants, and it's a larger petaled zinnia, and the monarchs will go after the pollen ring, the little star-shaped, usually in the center. Another variety is called State Fair, which is a larger cut flower, also a landscaping type zinnia. Another variety is called Cut and Come Again. I don't have personal use on those, but it's more of an average zinnia that you can keep cutting them and then they'll keep reblooming all summer long.
Okay.
So those are some of the varieties that I would probably choose.
So big and tall.
Yes.
Try that. Okay. All right, Jen, you've got another show and tell?
Yeah, I wanted to show off what I harvested out of my dining room. I grew tomatoes.
Nice.
And it's kind of nice to pick
It is.
some tomatoes in February. I tried a product called an Aero Garden, and I've grown things in the Aero Garden before. It's a home hydroponic system, and it sits on, doesn't take up much space at all, has lights and everything included. And I planted these on October 10th, and we harvested our first tomatoes on December 20th. So that's pretty
a good turnaround.
amazingly fun. But just wanted to tell people, if they've ever wondered about doing something like that indoors, it actually works. It's not just hype.
Wow.
And so if
I bet
anyone,
the kids think that's fun.
oh, the kids usually eat them before I can get them to the table. They almost ate these. So
That's a good problem.
yeah. So if anyone wants to try one here, we have them. You can have a taste later.
Wonderful. And is there anything special that you have to do with hydroponics?
There is a liquid nutrient that you add periodically and keep the water filled. The tomato plants themselves are a shorter variety, so they're going to stay kind of on the dwarf side, and you do have to prune them once in a while. But the first time I tried it, I tried to push the limits and grow a giant beefsteak tomato. That was a big mistake. That was just a whole lot of green and a whole lot of nothing. But once I bought their varieties, which were bred for this contraption, they stay a reasonable height. And
Nice.
I mean, they're not full-size tomatoes, but beggars can't be choosers
Hey,
in the
this
middle of
time
the winter
year
in the Midwest.
especially.
So,
Absolutely. Okay, great. Thank you. Looks like we've got a call. We'll go to Kathy. She's in Monticello with a question about newspaper in the garden. Kathy, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, go ahead with your question.
Okay, we lay newspaper between the rows and around plants and then cover with leaves and straw for weed barrier. Is it safe to use newspaper with colored ink in the garden?
yeah. Yes, it is. It's a common question. There's nothing in the ink that would hurt you. We're long past the days of people using heavy metals and things like that in colored ink. Most everybody's using soy-based ink these days. So I would use it without hesitation.
Okay. Anybody else want to weigh in on that? Or okay. All right. Next, we've got Joanne or Joan in Springfield with a question about removing a sycamore tree. Hi, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
Okay, we are having about a 90-foot sycamore tree removed in the next few weeks. And I just have a question. After they grind the stump out, what do we do? Do we fill that in with dirt immediately? Will it continue to sink as the roots decay? Or what do we do?
Well, it's kind of depends on how deep they'll be able to grind it out, but they'll be able to get most of that out of there. And then it depends on what you want to do in that area afterwards. It's not real advisable to try to like plant another tree in the same space. You tend to kind of want to go away from that. It's also going to have lateral roots that are large size that will decompose over time. They won't necessarily be able to grind all those out. Soil that's similar to your soil type in your yard, just put that back in there, and if you're going to grow a lawn over it, it'll be fine. It won't really settle too much because it's not going to be that deep of a hole. Just fill it up nicely, and I guess plant a lawn, or if it's going to be in a bed, you can put perennials and other items in there.
Okay, we're going to Jan in Mattoon with a question about soil health. Jan, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, go ahead.
I've had a rose bush and a mop cypress die in this one spot, and I want to plant something else there. So I'm wondering, what do I need to do to the soil to improve it so that the next thing I plant there is going to survive?
Well, do we know why the previous plants died?
No. Mm-mm.
The few things you said, what do you need to do to the soil? A lot of times it's not necessarily the soil, it might be the drainage. Wet feet or wet roots may cause a early decomposition of roots or cause disease issues, so that might be a concern. Location for some plants, I don't know if it's full sun or part shade.
Okay. All right, we're going to go to Barbara in Rantoul with a question about rhododendrons. Barbara, are you there? Barbara, are you there? Okay, we'll come back to that question. I think, Mark, we were at your question. This is from Dick and Kathy Hummel. They had some construction and it damaged a lawn. So they say, our 5 Mile House historic site in Charleston is reconstructing an 1880s barn on the site. When they poured the foundation, it was bad weather, resulting in unavoidable mess. The lawn is tore up, and she wants to know what steps they need to follow to reestablish that lawn. Most of the damage is in a full sun area. The soil is or was good quality loam with clay.
Okay. It looks like an exciting project. This is common with most house building and construction projects. Heavy equipment needs to go through many times, and timing is not always the best for that. Keys are there. You don't want to necessarily compact the soil, come in with topsoil and just throw it on top, because you're going to get like a hard pan layer. You can have drainage problems. It's not going to really get through that area. So you want to work that soil back up in a drier condition, not a wet condition, so that you can get the drainage back. The soil type sounds like it's a good mix. If needed, you could put other organic matter in there to help break that up, but you're going to need Mother Nature basically, and that's freeze and thaw cycles, and turning the soil over initially, working it, and then finishing it off with your grading. I don't know if it's going to be a lawn situation or more of a grass situation with the reconstruction, but typically you don't want to make the new soil so, I guess, prime or special that it doesn't necessarily associate with the subsoil below. So
Good answer. Good answer. Okay, I think now we're ready to return to Barbara with a question about rhododendrons. Barbara, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right, go ahead.
I'd like to know why rhododendrons have got to be planted on the north side of the house. The way my house is situated, the north side is got another house beside it, and it doesn't get much light. And they're so beautiful. I want the public to see them.
She wants to show those babies off. All right, what do you think, guys?
I don't think it's an absolute rule. You're just wanting to avoid what it stresses it in stress situations. So hot afternoon heat. So if you have a slight shade situation from a shade tree in the neighbor's yard or on like the east side of your house, I mean, you just need to get some partial heat, some relief from that full sun situation. And you can...
Yeah, I would agree. The
Yeah.
garden police are not going to come out and get you for not planting it on the north side of the house.
Right.
But like you said,
Just keep it out of the afternoon sun.
Right.
and-
Yeah.
keep it from burning up.
East side works pretty well. It gives it a half day or a partial day shade. Yeah.
She
Or
wants that to
cor-
be seen.
Yep. Corners of
I
your
would
yard
too.
or
I could
other
get a
beds.
rhododendron to grow well around here.
Okay, we're going to go to Carol with a question about grass. Carol, are you there?
We have a grass that we sodded in about 35 years ago in our front yard. Got a little concerned. It seems to be creeping into our neighbor's yard, and the grass in the fall and the spring will be yellow and kind of straw-like. And when there is a drought or a dry period during the summer, when everybody else's grass is brown or drying up, ours is green. The root system is like a netting system, and I'm wondering, do we have crabgrass?
No.
No.
I would think the first choice, I think, is zoysia.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Sounds like
it's
zoysia
zoysia grass, which is a more
Mm-hmm.
aggressive grass, so it's creeping into your neighbor's lawn because it's just more competitive, more aggressive. It's not necessarily a bad thing in some situations,
Especially if
but
theirs looks better.
in that case,
Get right.
yeah, if you want it to be green later in the season, then it's a bad thing. Or if you don't like the thick coarseness of it, it's a
Zoysia.
Zoysia.
ZOYCIA.
SIA.
SIA,
I
something
think
like that.
it's SIA.
I'm not even going to try.
It's not a weed, though. It's
No.
just
No.
a different kind of
No,
lawn
it's just
grass.
a nice,
Yeah.
thick turf.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, like on a golf course, you have the Bermuda grass and other grasses. It's just a different type of grass that will grow in our area, and it just competes more aggressively with bluegrasses and fescues. And
Okay. Let's go to, Beverly in Cayuga with a question about pruning large trees. Beverly, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, go ahead.
Okay. I was wondering if it is too late now to prune large maple trees. We have both soft and hard maples, and I've got a couple other questions related to that.
Okay, so first, is it too late to prune?
If it's not
you're getting
too
some
late.
sort
I'm
of
sorry.
shoulder shrugs.
if winter lasts longer, I would say no, but when that's going to break, I don't know.
I've seen some maples starting to flower, so
Yeah.
So wait until the fall or the early winter next year? What do you think?
Until you're sure it's dormant.
Yeah. Next late fall dormancy for next year. And when you say prune, I mean, if it's a one branch or something, you're not going to do that much harm. But if you're going to do, a lot of pruning and cutting out of it, you would probably want to wait.
And what's your second question?
Okay, well, I think you've answered that. So, oh my gosh! So even with the cold weather next week that we're supposed to get, it's probably still too late. Okay, because the next question was if it's not too late, how much longer might we have? And then I guess my last related question is when we do prune large trees, a lot of people say that we should top off our trees. Is that recommended?
No way.
No.
I wouldn't recommend that.
I'm so glad
No,
Marty's
just
not
say
here because she
no.
would lose her mind right now.
Yes.
Just say no to topping
No,
your trees.
you want to treat the tree as a whole. You want it as healthy as it can be. So selective pruning, what branches are competing in the same space, which ones are maybe damaged. But no, I would never do that. It ruins the shape of it, and it's not healthy. And
Okay, we're going to go to Marie in Springfield with a question about trimming shrubs. Marie, are you there? Darn it, we lost her. Do we have Jill in Toledo? We don't? Okay, we're going to go to Kent then. We'll see if we can recover those calls. Okay, so Kent, we have a question for you from Mike in Monticello about weed control. In the garden, I lay down newspaper with mulch on top for weed control.
It's very similar to what we just had.
That's crazy that that call just came in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess everything that we had from the earlier caller, I personally have done that on occasion. We'll do the newspapers. But I generally will take out the advertising because it's a little slicker. And when it gets wet, I have fallen
good point.
on that.
Oh.
So I would say take your advertising out and go ahead and use the rest of the newspaper.
Okay.
Good point.
That is a good
I've
point.
had it kind of mat up too because it's
It gets-
coated in clay
yeah,
and
and
it
it
just
just
kind of
kinda-
gets to be a mucky mess.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're back on the phones. Line 2. Doc in Pontiac with a question about creeping Charlie.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, go ahead.
Yeah. We've got moved into a house that the neighbor evidently thought creeping Charlie was a great thing. How do you get rid of the stupid stuff?
Oh, I wish my dad was here to answer this. This has been his life's work to tackle extinguish creeping Charlie. Problem is that creeping Charlie was brought here on purpose as an ornamental, and it does tend to outcompete grass in shady spots. There are some weed killers out there specifically for creeping Charlie. The challenge is that creeping Charlie doesn't like to move that weed killer through the whole plant, so you tend to kind of burn down the top and then it magically comes alive again. He actually got rid of it with a dethatching rake, and it's incredibly ridiculously backbreaking work, and it took him an entire summer, but the man was declaring war, and he did it. So should you be that passionate about ridding your yard of it, I know a dethatching rake will work, but there may be some better ones that you guys might know the
so
name
that
of.
sounds like he'd just starving it and destroying its chance of survival through
suburban landscape warfare.
Because it's got, if you pull it up as you see it, there's got roots at many different nodes, and the translocation of herbicides is just not real effective. And that's one of my favorite jokes. So the way to get rid of it is by moving, they say. So.
It's in the mint family, so that kind of explains some of its aggressiveness too.
Okay, we're going to go to line 3. Barry in Clinton. Question about pruning fruit trees. Barry, go ahead.
Yes. What's the best time of the year to prune fruit trees? And thank you for taking my call.
You're very welcome. I'll leave that one to the experts.
My first answer to that would probably be in the middle of the winter. Before we get the warmer temperatures like we have been kind of up and down. So January, early February.
Is it too late for him to prune this year, would you say? Yeah.
Kind of depends on what's doing now. If it's starting to bud out or if the buds are swelling, I probably would wait and do it next year.
Okay. All right, we got a couple minutes left. We're going to go to Barbara in Pontiac with a question about zucchini. Go ahead, Barbara.
Hi, I have bad luck with zucchini vines. There's a gray beetle that eats the inside out of the core of the plant, and then I just don't have any zucchinis. Then I may get 1 or 2, but that's it. What do I need to get rid of these?
Can you say again what's eating them?
Yeah, it's a gray beetle.
Okay, beetle eating the zucchini.
Are they on the underside of the leaf?
They eat the vine. They eat inside the core of the zucchini plant.
I don't know of a beetle that will do that, but there's a squash vine borer that's kind of a worm, a larva. And then there's squash bugs that are underneath the leaves, and those are essentially stink bugs.
Any tips for
She could probably look for, there are a number of different vegetable dusts out there. 7 would be one of them that comes to mind, and try some of those sort of general insecticides, but read the label, of course.
What about vertical, like planting on a trellis or something? I don't know if it's just a fad.
It doesn't. I've never done that much with zucchini. Have you guys ever?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we had a lot of questions tonight about pruning trees and fruit trees. For just clarity's sake, it's too late, right? Can we say that?
Essentially.
As far as spraying them, is it still? Do we still have enough time to spray the fruit trees?
Well, you're going to spray based on whatever the need is. So you don't just you wouldn't randomly spray, at any given time for some unknown need.
Right.
Okay.
But if it's, some bacterial, as the leaf opens up, you'd be spraying through that whole cycle or whatever other needs.
Okay. The season is a-changing. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for coming and sharing your knowledge and expertise with us. And we will see you next time. Make sure you find us on all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just Google us. We are there. And we'll see you next time. Good night.